Hey guys, this is Sarah Elena. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first video, I help people move to Costa Rica. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the visa categories and the residency types of Costa Rica. This is just going to be a general overview so you have an idea. We're not going to get into all the crazy nuts and bolts of everything, but I want to at least give you a general overview. So if you're, like I said, if you're new to this channel, I help people move to Costa Rica. We have one-on-one services. We help with scouting trips. We have retreats. I have a new podcast that came out. So if you want to check out all of that stuff, you can go in the description of this channel and check out all those different links. And I would love for you to check out the podcast because that's a new project we've been working on. And also in the description, there'll be a link where you can book a call with me. So these calls are for if you are serious about moving to Costa Rica and you think you need help, or if you're going to be taking a scouting trip. So just to be respectful of everyone's time here, I have a lot of free information all throughout this channel to help you make decisions, and you can kind of figure out if you think that you really want to seriously pursue this. So when you actually feel serious, that's the time you should book a call with me. Definitely not before that. All right, so let's get into the content of today. Okay, so I'm going to be using my iPad today to guide us through, some of these topics that we have here. Okay, so first I want to talk about visas. Okay, so if you're new to this idea of moving to Costa Rica, or if you think you might be spending an extended time here in the country, this is a good video for you. So number one, we have our tourist visa. So this visa allows you to stay in the country for up to 180 days max. So if you're from the United States, Canada, you can have the maximum of 180 days. If you're watching from another country, then you're definitely going to want to check to find out what is the maximum amount of days that you're allowed to have a tourist visa to Costa Rica, because it can vary from country to country. So definitely check that. Again, if you're not from the United States or Canada, check to see your tourist maximum amount allowed. And I'll have that in the description below for you too, so you can check that out. So what can and can't you do? The tourist visa is for tourism. It's for you to come into the country, hang out, go see all the beautiful sites that Costa Rica has to offer. One thing you cannot do is you may not work. You cannot work on a tourist visa. So that means you cannot come to Costa Rica and get a job on a tourist visa. You can, however, be working online. If you have an online job, let's say in Costa Rica, but you can work on your computer. You can work online. So if you're working online for a company and you're kind of a digital nomad and you're checking things out, you can do that here. And Costa Rica is not going to be taxing you on your online income. So that's great news, right? Sorry if there's any background noise. Clearly I live in Costa Rica. It's full of noise. That's just the way the country is. So this is the tourist visa. So in order to qualify for the tourist visa, you're going to have to show that you have a return ticket. So that's very important. So when you come into immigration, they're going to ask for your return ticket, and they're going to ask for, where are you staying? Where are you staying? So make sure you're prepared with that info, because if you come and you go, I don't know, I don't really have a place, I'm just going to be winging it. If they ask you that, they're not going to like that response. They're going to go, you need to have a place to stay. We can't just let you out here into the country and you don't have a place to stay. Same with your return ticket. If you go, oh, well, I don't know, like I was maybe going to stay a few weeks, maybe a few months, but I'll leave before my 180 days, I promise. No, they're going to want to see a return ticket. Now, some people, like I said, I've had other videos in this where I explain onwardticket.com. So you can find that info. We're not going to get into that here, but that is something that you can do. Looks like we got monkeys in the backyard, so the dogs are going to be barking about the monkeys at the moment. So yeah, that's what you need to know about the tourist visa. So tourist visa, you have 180-day max if you're coming from the United States and Canada and other countries. Well, it depends. Check on your country. You can't work in Costa Rica. You cannot come here and get a job, but you can work online. You can open a business. I forgot to actually mention that too. So you can on a tourist visa, you can start a business, or you can buy a business, or you can buy real estate. There's actually a lot you can do on a tourist visa, but I've actually covered all these. I have other videos about working legally in Costa Rica. There's another video on the channel that really dives into all that, what's legal, what's not. So starting a business you can do, buying a business, You can purchase real estate on a tourist visa. You actually have all the same rights to do that. So I have those in past videos. Today, we're just kind of focusing on some of these types, and I'm giving you some very general information. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the tourist visa. All right, I hope you guys are ready to move on to the next one. Next one we're going to talk about, again, these are visa types. These are not residency categories. These are visa types. They're not residency categories. So the next one we're going to talk about is the digital nomad visa. So the digital nomad visa, this is a visa that came out to attract people working online. So as I said on the tourist visa, that you are legally allowed to be working online in Costa Rica, but you can stay up to 180 days. Now with the digital nomad visa, you can stay up to 1 year, and then you can renew it for another year, for 1 more year. And now, as of now, there's no talks about it getting, you could just keep after your second year, that you could just renew it again and renew it again and renew it again. So far that's not possible. So you can have it for 1 year, but then you can renew it to another year. So, it's kind of a total of 2 years. Now, what do you need to qualify for this visa? So you're going to have to show, let's say you're one individual, you don't have a family, you don't have any dependents. You're going to have to show an income of $3,000 US per month for, that's one person. Oops. One person. Now, if you have a family, let's say you have a wife, you have kids, you have to show an income of 4,000 USD per month. We'll put an F for family if you're a family. So that's important for you to know. Oh, maybe it's something that's getting cut off. Whoops. Oh well. So yeah, so 4,000 US per month if you are a family that that you want to, or let's say you have a spouse and you're going to file under your income. Now, how do they want to see that? They want to see that with your bank statements. So that's what they're going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at the last 12 months of your bank statements. And they are going to want to understand what field of work you're in that does allow you to work remotely. So if it is kind of a weird field that doesn't sound like it could be remote, you might have to explain how it can be remote. But yeah, so that's the digital nomad visa. Other thing I want to mention on driving. So with your driver's license from your home country on the tourist visa, you can drive with that driver's license. Same with the digital nomad visa. You can go ahead and drive with that driver's license on the digital nomad visa as well while you're here in the country. So in the essence, actually, of this video not getting too crazy long, these are actually, we're just going to talk about visas today. So that's what it's going to be. We're just going to talk about visas. I will come back and make another video to kind of outline the residency categories again, since some things have changed with those in the recent years. But these are your two visa, your two major visa categories here in Costa Rica. There's another one that I could mention. I don't remember if I guess it's not a residency. Maybe it's having a worker's permit or a worker's visa. I don't know too much about that. I just know they're not easy to get. You'd have to show that a company would have to sponsor you and show that they couldn't find another Costa Rican to take that job. So that's not really one that I'm going to mention here in this video, because these are, the two major ones. So I do hope that this information was helpful. In a future video, I'm going to talk all about the residency categories with you, but I wanted to at least highlight your visa options. Again, remember, these are not residency categories. These are visa options. So stay tuned for a future video on residency. If that video is already up, the link will already be down in the description here. And don't forget to check out the podcast, the retreats, our one-to-one services. And remember, book a call, but only if you're, really seriously considering moving to Costa Rica or taking a trip. And I will be happy to talk to you and, at least discuss what that process looks like in working with us. All right, well, thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.